Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Nick Dipaolo Show. How are you, folks? 866-969-1969. 866-969-1969 is the phone number. If you'd like to join in the hilarity. What is it, Thursday? Still trying to get used to the new schedule. You think, as a comedian after 30 years, I'd be used to this, so I try to stay up to like 3 now, so I sleep till, but I can't. What time, man, did I wake up today? How about 5:35 a.m.? What is fucking... I have demons in me. The Trazodone's not even putting a dent in it. I took a goddamn Advil PM at like 6:45 this morning. That just makes you feel shitty till 10:30. Honest to God, I'm thinking about heroin. Everybody seems to be nodding off every fucking where I look on the internet. I'm the only one who's not sleeping, for Christ's sake. Parents in their car at a drive-thru at Burger King. Couple kids in a back seat, and they're like... Hi, sir, your order's ready. Late, ma'am? Hello? People leaning on the horn, out like a light. Jesus, it looks relaxing. I might go out and try to score some pure horse myself. Maybe Soft Serve might know a few people down in the Kentucky. Pure horse. I think they called it that on Hawaii 5-0.
Call that thoroughbred.
See that? See that? You can tell he's got somebody in the big house. Well, what?
Your phone's...
My phone did something? No, it didn't. Did it?
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't. It's off. The sound's off. Andy, don't make shit up.
I'm not hearing things.
Yeah, you are. You fucking pot-smoking dope.
Me.
That wasn't me. That's Andy Fiore, by the way. He's hopefully he's going to be performing with me. He fucking keeps up this type of nonsense.
I was trying to signal you silently, but...
Yeah, but it wasn't my phone, Dink. The fucking thing is off. I think maybe Brendan might have had a phone go off in there. No?
No, look at him. He's hard at work.
Hard at work. Just got off the phone with fucking Hardee's. I don't know who delivers Hardee's. Anyways, I want to thank Thomas Comerford for contributing to my podcast financially. A nice whopper. Thank you, Tommy boy. If you want to subscribe to the Nick Dipaolo podcast, you go to connectpal.com/Nick, connectpal.com/Nick. And you get a free show on Monday, which is on iTunes. Everybody gets it, Stitcher and whatnot. And then you get 4 more shows a week. Every week. $3.99 a month. That's what? What's that, $1 a show? If you can't afford that, I don't want you as a fan. You're a fucking loser. I can't get the show. You're laying on a park bench in your own urine. It's very hard to... Anyways, thank you, Thomas Comerford. People can contribute on top of the... Anyways, come see me and Andy Fiore, my producer, August 25th and 26th. That's a couple weekends from now at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Matter of fact, the owner of the Stress Factory will be in here next week, Vinny Brand. And we'll get his take on stuff. I think he's deaf in one ear, so... Can we get special headphones for him?
No.
Good. September 16th, the Newtown Theater in Newtown, Pennsylvania. Come out and check me out. And then go to nickdip.com for tickets and dates. And don't forget, folks, you can listen to the replay of the show at 3 a.m. in the East if you're a crackhead or have a Coke problem or just enjoy coffee at midnight. I don't know. Just listen to it. And anytime on the Sirius XM app, obviously. That's terrific. I don't know how to make an app. I can make a restaurant. What did I want to talk about today? Anyways, real quickly, just how about this? A federal judge has ordered the State Department to search the state.gov email accounts of Hillary, the thick-ankle dog face, Hillary Clinton's aide. Oh, Hillary Clinton's aide, Huma Abedin. And you know who that is?
Oh, yeah.
You like that?
I think she's hot.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Even after Weena has shot his perverted loads in her? Cheryl Mills and Jacob Sullivan, whoever the hell is that. So, federal judges ordered the State Department to, check those emails for records related to the Benghazi situation. Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, those have been, maybe they've been under subpoena or something, but haven't those been fucked with by now? I don't know. But that, you know who did that? The Freedom of Information, there's a watchdog group called Judicial Watch, conservative watchdog group, and they go through the Freedom of Information, FOIA. They do good work, actually, but again, it seems like, they have to raise their own money and shit, I guess. I don't know, but it's taken forever. Anyways, the judge said he noted that Secretary Clinton used a private email server located in her home. Ooh, breaking news. The fuck is this, 1928? To transmit and receive work-related communications during her tenure as no kid. The sole remaining dispute, the judge says in this case, is the adequacy of states' search for responsive records. That's Judge Mehta, M-E-H-T-A. Takes a nice Indian fella to get to the bottom of this horseshit. If that's what he is. But Mehta wrote that the State Department has not, however, searched the one record system over which it has always had control. That's the .gov. And that is almost certain to contain some responsive records, which is state.gov email server. The judge says, if Secretary Clinton sent an email about Benghazi to Aberdeen, Mills, or Sullivan at his or her state.gov email address, or if one of them sent an email to Secretary Clinton using his or her state.gov account, then state's server presumably would have captured and stored such an email, Mehta wrote. State has an obligation to search its own server for responsive records. The court ordered that the State Department conduct a supplemental search of Aberdeen, Mills, and Sullivan state.gov email accounts and set a deadline of September 22nd for the department to update the courts on the status of the... Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath. Again, only Republicans have to play by the rules. But the thick ankle dog face, huh?
What difference at this point does it make? It is...
That's the difference. Somebody paddle her ass. Really? Somebody's actually going to look into this? Do you believe it? I still don't believe it. Till it happens, I still don't. God bless you, Judicial Watch. For the love of Pete. But that was kind of good news, I guess. Anyhow. Remember we talked about the guy at Google? His little manifesto, he's a software engineer, and he went to some diversity seminars that Google holds, and he didn't like what he was hearing there. Basically, what he was hearing is discrimination against, anybody, if, too many white males was the message he got at the, but anyways, that guy, we talked about him, right? His little manifesto, he had to hide we didn't even know his identity a few days ago. Well, he got fired. He got fucking fired. He got canned. Of course he did. The guy's name, by the way, was James Damore, who wrote the little manifesto. And he got fired because that little manifesto hurt employees. It made them feel judged. Hey, welcome to the planet Earth. Jesus H. Christ. I'm judged every 3 feet. We all are. Right? I know somebody's looking at me today going, look at this stupid part in his hair. The fuck? Or I come out of the men's room. Jesus. What did he eat? By the way, I just used the men's. Once again, a warm toilet seat. I don't think there's anything gross in it. Do those bathrooms ever get a break?
I'll use the one down here.
Huh?
I'll use the ones down here.
What do you do?
Upstairs. A lot more traffic coming through down here.
No, I didn't use it down here. Upstairs.
Well, that could have been me then.
Oh, God. It's even worse. I got Andy Flowers' ass hair stuck to my lower back. Anyways. How grotesque. Back to the story. So this is the CEO of Google. And by the way, I laughed when I saw his picture because anytime I'm on stage, I see like an Indian looking or a Pakistani guy. I go, I bet you own half of fucking Google, don't you? Just to upset all the liberals in the audience. Yet they laugh anyways. This guy looks like every guy I've ever said that to. I said it the other night at the Fat Black Pussycat. You've seen this guy in every fucking city college brochure. Indian guy. I'm guessing. I could be wrong. But this is what he says, the CEO of Google. First, let me say that we strive. Now, keep in mind, he fired the guy. He just fired the guy with a manifesto. Andy, I need you to look at me. I'm playing to you. You're my audience, dude.
I know, but I was
This isn't
trying
the
to catch
bonfire.
a quick story.
Fuck that.
That's what we were talking about.
Now you're paying attention to the news during the show? Fucking guy.
I fucking hate the way you make me fucking ride you. Now get the fuck out of here.
I wish everybody could see you dance to that in the background.
Whatsoever. None.
That's not true.
You have none, dude.
Just because I'm not directly looking at you doesn't mean I'm not paying attention.
Show me the motherfucking respect. I don't mean during the show, but I'm saying during breaks when I'm talking to you, you can't even stay focused for my whole sentence. I've noticed it since the day I met you.
I'm not good at making eye contact. I will give you that. That doesn't mean I'm not listening.
What, were you touched by a guy that looked like Joey Buttafuoco? Why so shy when I look at you? For the love of Christ, focus. I'm telling you, the fucking whole generation, weed, just destroyed them. Okay, coke, whatever you did back in the early 50s. So here's the CEO of Google, this Indian. He looks like an Indian David Brenner, who, by the way, didn't have a funny bone in his body. Oh my God! You ever hear him on? I heard him last night on the way home on Sirius. He's telling like an 8-minute story. My wife tells quicker stories. They cut the bit just ends right in the middle of the story. It's like whoever on Sirius XM was playing, he just goes, "Fuck this." He never got to. He was talking about flying from Vegas to Miami and doing the fucking Hollywood. Not a funny bone in the poor prick's body. And he did the Tonight Show 158 times. Back to my, I'm all over the place. I'm like Cosby. Here's the CEO of Google. First, let me say that we strongly support the right of Googlers to express themselves. Apparently, and much of what is in that memo is fair to debate, regardless of whether a vast majority of Googlers disagree with it. Pichai opined in his blog. That's his name. However, portions of the memo violate our code of conduct and cross the line by advancing harmful gender stereotypes in our workplace. You just said you were open to other people's opinions. Oh, my fucking...
You fucking hypocrite.
Jesus Christ. And then he went on to say this. We have some audio of this, him talking to the Google employees.
Ein Vorführen durch eigene Arbeit, durch eigenen Fleiß, eigenen Entschlossenheit.
He's saying this right after he canned the guy for giving his opinion to suggest, listen to this. When did this become the worst thing you can do in the world, at least in this country, to draw a conclusion about a group or a race or... He just said, oh, let me say that Google's can express themselves. This guy's canned, by the way, tomorrow. By the way, he's filing a lawsuit. Good. To suggest a group of colleagues have traits that make them less who are we talking about? Women. I've told you, the world has been hijacked by the feminist movement. I've been saying it. Hollywood has been hijacked. Just watch the commercials. I haven't seen a dad in an insurance commercial in fucking 8 years. It's always a mom and a kid. Seriously, it's been hijacked. People, wake up, please. This is him. To suggest a group of our colleagues have traits that make them less biologically suited to that work is offensive and not okay. You just said it was okay to have other views. It is contrary to our basic values and our code of conduct, which expects each Googler to do their utmost to create a workplace culture that is free of harassment, intimidation, bias, and unlawful discrimination. He continued.
Ein Vorführen durch eigene Arbeit, durch eigenen Fleiß, eigene Entschlossenheit.
That's right, Heidi Fleiss. What?
I hear it every time.
What, Heidi Fleiss? Pichai then claimed that the manifesto clearly impacted our coworkers, some of whom are hurting and feel judged based on their gender. In other words, chicks. Oh, this is fucking frying my apples right now. He says our coworkers shouldn't have to worry that each time they open their mouths to speak in a meeting, they have to prove that they are not like the memo states, being agreeable rather than assertive, showing a lower stress tolerance, or being neurotic. Oh, my God. Somebody drew a conclusion about women's behavior, which is pretty much true. Let me ask you this. Do we have to preface everything by not all women, not all minorities, not all gay people, not all midgets? Do we still have to say that? And then it would be all right? I mean, what in Christ's creation? So he got canned, and here's the CEO going, Google can express, as employees, you can say whatever you want. Oh, my God, you've lost your tits. 866-969-1969. It's just fucking unbelievable. He also gave a little, he gave a little thumbs up to the guy that he canned. At the same time, there are coworkers who are questioning whether they can safely express their views in the workplace, meaning me, you, white guys who still like pussy in sports. The real freaks. They too feel under threat. He's talking about maybe some conservative or people who vote Republican a work ago, and that is also not okay. People must feel free to express dissent. The author had a right to express their views on those topics. We encourage an environment in which people can do this And it remains our policy to not take action against anyone for prompting these discussions.
What?
What the fuck? What? That. Do you see the blind spot they have? 866-969-1969. Anybody out there really agree that what this guy said was so egregious and so hurtful and so stereotypical? You can't judge all. Oh, the numbers prove it out. Why don't we count the applications? The applications. How many guys apply for these high-tech jobs versus one? I mean, I'm sorry. It's sorry. They really can't. Biology is biology.
You can't handle the truth.
I can. Apparently, Mr. Pichon can. Listen to this. Listen to how soft we are as a nation. Honest to God. I can see why the fucking idiot North Korea with a shampooed haircut is fucking with us. The past few days have been very difficult for many at the company, and we need to find a way to debate issues on which we might disagree. Yeah, that's a good way of starting that, by firing the guy who... I'd encourage each of you to make an effort over the coming days to reach out to those who might have different perspectives. We can't. You fired the one guy who did. You dink. You left-wing Nazi motherless fuck you. Jesus H. Christ Heloise. Sarah Huckabee Sanders Appleby. What is it? I almost
my
had
favorite
it.
version yet.
I almost had it. You know, I'm starting to think, and the women, listen to this. Over 60 women consisting of both former and current Google employees are currently considering a lawsuit against the company, alleging gender pay differences and sexism. You know, I was watching Saving Private Ryan the other day, and you know that opening scene where the guys are getting they get open fired on as soon as the boats open up on the I go look at my wife, I go, that's why guys get paid 6 cents more. For that. That shit that went down back then, that's why. It's also expected that the guy who got fired, that's Damore, he's preparing a lawsuit against Google. Imagine you think you
can make a lot of money.
You can whack some. Well, we'll see. I doubt it, because the judge will be some liberal sucker of Satan's pee-pee who will go along with Google, because that's who runs the world. In a series of interviews this week, Damore, that's a guy who was fired, explained his experiences attending a secret Google diversity program. Why is it secret?
Yeah.
What's going on? Mr. Picho? Why is it secret? In a series of, he says, a month and a half ago, I went to our diversity summits, all of it unrecorded and super secret. And they told me a lot of things that I thought were just not right. They were telling us about a lot of these potentially illegal practices that they've been doing in order to increase diversity, which means they were discriminating against white people, predominantly probably males, because diversity goes ahead of everything. Basically, he said, treating people differently based on their race and gender. So it's just, apparently, some people believe in, you know what goes around comes around. What happened back in the whatever. Just absolute poop. 60 women going to file I love it. Now they're eating each other. I don't mean that literally. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It really does. It frosts my apples. It fries my nipples. It makes me bite my tip. But some women took the work off the next day after their little manifesto came out. Ugh. Can you imagine that?
Go ahead. Cry like a bitch.
Sickening. 866-969-1969. It's just absolute foolishness. I hope this guy wins his lawsuit. But like I said, I wouldn't hold my breath, because it seems like most of the people and the judges, they didn't go to DeVry for their education. They're the ones promoting this horseshit, and the same ones that, didn't like Trump's travel ban. All the overeducated fucking morons. It's a dangerous situation. Jimmy in Los Angeles. What's up, Jimmy? Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, Nicky? I called yesterday. You thought I was black, but I'm actually Mexican. So I was showing you that West Coast love. But anyway, About that.
I apologize, Jimmy. I won't make that mistake
That's
again.
all right. Yeah, it's a real civil war with blacks and browns. Anyway, I just want to say, that manifesto, we should start blasting back on these hoes. I mean, I'm going to start getting outraged myself. That's what I was telling you yesterday, that I like how you smash on them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well...
It's getting out of control nowadays. It's getting way out of control, right, Nick? So keep smashing, right?
It's not about the broads, though. It's about, political correctness and these idiots that, they run these high-tech companies and they... Jimmy, they pretend it's all right to, discriminate. Discrimination is fine now if it's against, the white male oppressor. That's what they believe, and I don't believe it. You want to start a company, Jimmy, you want to hire what? You want to hire the most qualified people, and you should do it by merit. I know back in the day that didn't happen in this country, but, we fixed it now. So let's stop our whining and get on with it, right?
Hey, man, may the best man win. That's what I say.
That's right. That's right, Jimmy.
All right, Nicky boy.
Thanks.
See you later.
All right. I like this. That was a real Chicano from L.A. That's what we're doing, Drive. What? Chicano's a fine expression.
So we thought I was laughing.
What?
He goes, "You thought I was black."
Oh, what a horrible mistake.
Oops.
Jesus. We had a brother call in who was, remember? It was real
Roy
straight.
from Virginia.
No, not Roy from Virginia. No, a guy from Cali, black. Remember, I couldn't understand him. He kept saying Mac something.
Yeah.
Remember? And I said, translator.
Translator.
Translator. Danny, how about a fresca? Oh, for the love of Pete. I'm just saying, folks. We have remedied the situations. Yeah, some of it still goes on. You can't go into a job interview, at some companies with a crip or a blood tattoo on your forehead. It might hinder the process. But the point is, I hate to say this, folks, white males are pretty good at doing high-tech shit. They're pretty bright. Can I say that? Is that inflammatory? And I know. So women are too. Yes, when I was in college, I relied on women to help me with my homework. Way smarter than me. And it was computer shit, too. But the point is, for every one woman that's great at it, there's 95 guys. Am I right, Brendan? I mean, soft serve is probably writing fucking code in his cell tonight. If you guys just joining the show, soft serve is Brendan's, he works the phones. His brother's doing a little bit of time in the Kentucky penitentiary. But soft serve, is that his rapper name, or did his cellmate give him that? I hope not.
That is self-christened, self-inflicted wound there.
Oh, goodness gracious, Heloise. Chris in San Diego. What's going on, Chris?
Not much. Hey, a couple points, Nick. Came to me while I was on the phone. But,
yes.
This happened a couple weeks just before Google. There's going on the internet about a woman supposedly taking a few days off for mental ill days. And the owner of the company wrote the letter about how he commended her for that. And then my second tie-in off of that was supposedly the next day at Google, it was reported that a bunch of women took mental ill days off because of that report.
Is that right? I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's fake or not, but it was being reported the next day that a lot of women called in sick at Google for mental ill day.
Now, mental ill day meaning they're having their periods.
Well, then they'd be gone for a week.
I'm kidding, but and I guess some women took off after this guy who wrote his little manifesto got out. Their feelings were so hurt that they actually. It makes me wonder. It makes me. I don't want to get too sexist here, but go ahead, Chris. I'll let you do it.
Well, so here's a stupid opinion, and it probably is, but the reason why white males are probably better at engineering is because we are the ones who have been doing it since it's been invented. Women maybe been doing coding for 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
So in another 20, 30 years, they'll progress where they are. Other non-males that are non-white been coding, almost as long, and that's why they're becoming up in the industry now. And you see a lot of different ethnic.
Yeah. I say no. I say the white guy's smart.
I agree with you on that, but
no, and the Asian guys are smarter than the white guys. And it's just, I'm sorry, some things are. And I was half kidding when I said, I know there's women that can do this shit, but, I'd like to see, and I think my wife actually pointed out, I'd like to see the number of applications that, as far as applying for these jobs, gender-wise. I bet you it's, 20-1 guys to women.
Yeah.
And why is
there's
that?
a big thing going up in sports about that right now, about women and men not treated equally, and about pay and prize money and all this.
Yeah.
And some people have been doing the stats, and they say that, in certain events, the men's field might be 300, so the top 5 get a prize. That's 6% of the field, where there's only 70 women entering, so 40% of that field would get a prize if they paid them the same prize money that they're paying men. And so they're just saying, yes, it seems sexist, but if you do the math and the facts and the ads, you have three times as many men entering these events as women.
Okay, all right, you're losing me, Chris. What events are you talking about? Track and field? What are you talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they also complain like that the male soccer stars get paid 10 times more, and the male basketball player, and that's very easy to shoot down. It's very simple. We live in a free market society, and you can charge 100 times more for a commercial during an NBA game than a WNBA game. It's as simple as that. But these people wouldn't understand economics if their teachers slapped them over the head with it. Thank you for the call, Chris. I got to take a break. I appreciate it. San Diego. I love it. West Coast. Drive time, yo. 866-969-1969. We'll come back and we'll take a few more stories on this Google follow-up because the screens are lit up. And I just think this guy is just a real hypocrite. Simple as that. Back after this. How are you, folks? Welcome back to the show. Damn, there was a guy on there that said he'd done some time down in Kentucky, but he jumped off.
He was in Canton County, though. It's a bitch prison.
It was a bitch prison? Yeah. Canton County. Soft serve. This guy's... What was this guy? What was his prison name? Sorbet? Sore ass.
I work at soft serve. Is he okay?
He just gave me one of these. Brendan gave me like the sarcastic, yeah, nice shot. We were talking about the CEO of Google and what a hypocritical dickhead he is, and how he canned a guy who had some opinions about why men gravitate to these, coding jobs and more than women. And the guy had the balls to imply that it was biological. And, of course, that's not what Mr. Pachai, he believes, like all the far leftist numbnuts, that there's no difference between men and women, just these socially constructed ones, which, anybody believes that should watch the NFL. And there's a girl running back coming up, I guess. Please Google that girl. Remember I told you about? She's a running back in the Arena League, and they pitched her the ball. It was 1st and 5 from the goal. They gave the ball 3 times. She got hit.
I think we watched it.
We did watch it. It was like watching a 3-year-old girl run into Warren Sapp. But anyways, she got up. But I'm just saying, folks, this guy's a hypocrite. There are major biological differences, and it's not always because of sexism and misogyny. Blah, 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 blah. Like I said, my wife's much better at me at some things. I'm better than her. She can make a nice sandwich and knows how to iron. What? You can't say... What? I'm kidding, obviously. Way smarter than I'll ever be. We're pulling it up here. I don't know who this helps other than us.
Oh, she gets knocked back.
She gets knocked back. Look, she
Literally
gets right
5
up.
yards.
She gets right up. You know she's bleeding from her ovaries. She's pretending that didn't hurt. Anyways, let's go to Josh in Florida. Josh, your thoughts on the Google CEO firing this guy and then these women filing a lawsuit?
Okay, so I completely agree that this is a total social justice warrior issue.
Yes.
It's out of control at this point. I completely agree with you. I actually posted something on Facebook just the other day. I never go on Facebook, but
me either.
I posted a thing that just said, "I'm sorry that you consider I'm sorry that I don't tolerate your intolerance." And that's all it boils down to. Is it's out of control at this point.
Yeah, well, there's this mentality. And I actually was subjected to a little bit of it at HBO when I was working for Chris Rock. I won't say who the guy was, but I was sort of, defending my point of view. And he goes to me, he takes me literally, and as a white guy, he goes, "It's their turn." I go, "What are we playing, Parcheesi, motherfucker?"
That's not fair.
No, this is my life. I'm on this planet for 3 seconds. You're not going to tread on it because of something some asshole white guys did back in the 40s. You dink.
Exactly. So we saw a post online. Me and my girlfriend saw a post online the other day of I'm sure other people saw this, where it's a dad and his 12-year-old son.
Yeah.
And they're on Facebook doing this whole we're sorry for what our ancestors have done, and we didn't choose to be white. And
oh my God!
It totally messes with our minds every day. And then you should see the comments on this thing. Everybody's you're correct. Everybody's in your same boat. These people should go get whipped. What about the Native Americans? Why don't we go scalp these guys too while we're at it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's and again, this is being perpetuated by the college campuses and the fucking idiot professors who, again, came of age in the 60s and hate Ashbury, and that generation just, seriously, you are a cancer, you're a blight on this fucking great country. Thank you so much for your call.
Absolutely, thank you, sir.
All right. I got all serious radio on him, and he called me sir, enough is enough, though. Like I said, I'm on this planet for 3 seconds. You're not going to fucking tread on me. I don't give a fuck. I don't. This is when I wish Patrice O'Neill was alive. I'd have him in here every night. I wouldn't split the money, though. Fuck that. But it would be so fun. Because you know what? He would agree. He could speak freely, like most of my black comic friends. They can speak freely about gender without being called misogynist and shit. Patrice was fucking brutal. But he had the best take on the difference, between the gender. I mean, just spot on. But again, if I said it, I would have only had 2 specials on Comedy Central. What did Hillary have to say about this? Who does he look like, this guy?
He is too far from me.
I know. Don't worry about it. Why are people dropping off? The fuck's the phone heavy? I'm in the middle of discussion here, folks. Andy, let's go to Mark in Albany. Mark.
Good evening, gentlemen.
How are you?
I finished my sushi, and I would like to make a statement about hypocrisy.
Please do. This guy.
I'm working now.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to tell the listeners that you lived in Poland under a communist regime. So when you speak, you have credibility on the issue of how great this country is.
I'll say exactly. Yes, exactly. I'm going to say exactly how it is and how the socialism and communism work.
Right.
In socialism, if you don't agree with the ruling class, you're automatically an enemy, and they will slowly but surely try to destroy you by maybe, be able to get a raise, or they will try to not promote you, or anything you will say against the regime or anything, there will be someone will report you to somebody, and then your name will be there, and then your life pretty much is over.
Right.
And comes to hypocrisy comes in the United States. Like, I work in Albany, New York, which is surrounded by government employees. It's it's massive.
I've been up there.
And I'm working for let's say I'm working for the maintenance group, which we go from building to building, fixing the problems with heating, cooling, whatever they might be.
Yes.
And around government buildings. And those people are, how to say that, they're so cocky, they're so kind of like, if I try to even say that I am from socialism, it doesn't work. They will turn around and walk away from me, and they will call, let's say, my boss and say, we don't want that person no more in our building because he's, promoting propaganda. which is it's just crazy. But on the other hand, women in my job, where I'm working, for example, they make more money than average man does, because like in New York State, especially Albany, it's a state government. Women make more money than men, and it's just given. But nobody wants to admit to it. Nobody wants to say a B, because it's like a voodoo. Don't touch the subject, because you never know what's going to happen to you. It's like a fear. They drive fear in you, and those assholes in charge of it, they profit from it.
Yeah.
They're making awesome money. They have a bunch of goddamn women with not even qualified to do pretty much, I mean, trust me, I don't want to say, I can't say anything about the names, but they're just horrible.
I'll say it for you. Betty Smith and Sharon Montana. Go ahead.
No, it's just...
What? But, Mark, I think the point you're making is, because like you said, you lived under communism or socialism, these tyrannical governments. That's what this is turning into, the far left. If you get caught at work saying something sexist, what they deem sexist or racist, whatever, your name is put on a list, basically. Or you're just outright fired. Yeah, so it's happening here. What you experienced back in Poland is coming around here, correct?
And that's what I'm getting. I'm not even frustrated. I'm getting really fucking pissed, And I'm, as my right as an American,
of course,
citizen, I have guns. And if those jerkos are going to start knocking at my door, I'm going to let them on a little secret. It's not going to be pretty.
No, it's not.
And that's what I want to say, because it's obscene.
It won't be pretty when you knock on the door.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Said it won't be pretty when they knock on your door, because you'll answer it and you'll be wearing underwear and a wife beater, eating a California roll.
With a bulletproof vest on my chest.
All right, Mark. Thank you for the call. You're one of our favorites.
Thanks, Nick.
You got it.
Great show. Thank you.
Thank you. This is a guy who lived under communism in Poland. Okay,
Mark.
Yeah. No, I know, because he appreciates his country. And sort of I see the young Indian Asian kids and stuff. They're going to save this country. Carla Quinn says it all the time too, because they don't take it for granted what you can accomplish here. Brendan's answering the phone like he's the governor about to put somebody in the electric chair. Look at him. Probably somebody from Kentucky going, did you call that a bitch prison?
Up to the minute update.
Google cancels meeting on diversity, citing workers' safety. What the? Suddenly canceled town hall meeting in the wake of a firing. Oh, good. Does that mean like our side is fighting back?
I think so.
In an email to employee, CEO Sundar Pichai said some workers had expressed concerns they would be outed they'd be outed for their questions about the company and the fire. Oh no, they're canceling the meeting because if somebody agreed with this guy who got fired, they're afraid they'd get canned, right?
Right. Who's right? Concerned about their safety and worried that they may be outed publicly for asking a question.
Well, okay, but I don't get the safety part. Who's going to hurt them physically?
Well,
you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I could beat up 9 tech engineers. Just, oh, boy. There was a lot of shaming. The guy, Damore's the guy who got fired. He said there was a lot of shaming, and no, you can't say that. That's sexist. Yeah, that's where, folks, it's not just happening at Google. Okay? It's happening everywhere. You want a good book? Want to read a great book? Jonah Goldberg writes for was he write for the National Review? That might be wrong. But anyways, he's a conservative. He wrote a book called Liberal Fascism. Really good. Get it. Breathe it. Live it. Let's go to, we got Bill in L.A. Billy boy, what's happening?
Nothing much, Nick. How you doing?
Oh, I'm telling you, man. Same different day, same problems, same headlines.
Well, Nick, since our little talk about the whole YouTube thing, I do have to change my opinion and concede to you and say you are right. If we start giving into these special interest groups here in this big public company, then what's to say they're not going to want to have these concessions made in the government and in our public lives and everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I get, it's scary because Google, I mean, these companies are, huge. And they are the internet, for crying out loud. And how come we don't talk about breaking them up? Is that going to happen? Aren't they kind of monopolizing?
Yeah, when hell freezes over.
Yeah. But, it is kind of, we're living in some, really it is, Orwellian times.
All right. That's all I really had to say, Nick. So have a good one, and talk to you later, bud.
Thank you, Bill. I can't tell him he's busting my balls.
I don't think he was a talker.
Huh?
I just don't think he was a talker.
I know, and I like that, actually, in people. I like it so much I want to have guests every night on this show, so I don't have to talk. Jesus Christ. I give Roland a list of fucking guys I could call tonight. I might as well have been requesting I want Lady Di, dig her up. I want Grandpa Lewis and Ed Sullivan.
That was 20 years ago today, or this week.
What, Grandpa
Lady
Lewis?
Di, 20
Grandpa
years.
Lewis?
Grandpa Lewis.
Seems like yesterday when Grandpa Lewis died. 20 years ago when what's her name died?
Yeah.
Yeah. It had no effect on me whatsoever. It didn't. The royal family, that shit they could have their wedding in my fucking front yard and I wouldn't look out the window. It just does nothing. I don't get it. I
just lost my virginity.
I had a whole.
I remember it very well.
Really?
Yeah.
Who raped you? Somebody opened you like a ripe melon. I remember I did a bit and it was true. My dad's belly laughing. I'm going, what the hell? I come in to see what he's laughing at the TV. Lady Di's funeral's on TV. He wasn't laughing that she was dead, but one of the horses that was drawing in the parade was shitting. That's what was pulling the. Which is hilarious. If you don't find funny, she actually married a prince. Dream life, and this. Now she's dead, and there's a palomino taking a dump about a foot from her face. If that's not goddamn life, folks. As Bum Phillips once said, do not take life serious. How can you take life serious when the number of people at your funeral depends on the weather? That is my favorite saying. Of all time. Good. Hey, here we go. John from Arizona worked in IT. He's going to give us a little insight as far as the application rates and how they break down to gen-wise. John, welcome to the show. Fill us in, will you?
Hey, Nicky, how's it going? Yeah, you just don't. You put the request out there to try to get talent, and especially like in programming, like guys that are like doing serious coding. You just don't find a lot of women candidates. It's all these neckbeard guys that just live in a cubicle all day, all night long, drinking Red Bull, coding. I mean, that's just not an environment that women seem to thrive in. Now, women, I mean, they're in other parts of IT as well. But,
yes.
I think this is going to be a big backlash on Google, I think, because a lot in the IT community, this is like a big deal. And it's breaking kind of like 50-50 on who's siding with who. And, there's a lot of people that are backing this guy. I mean, they believe what he believes.
Yeah, and it's not just in the high tech industry. It's throughout our society. It's getting fucking ridiculous. They'll be complaining there aren't enough female running backs in the NFL. It's just the mentality is just,
Pretty much. Hey, can I make another comment real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, my grandma's Polish, and every time she talks, I want fucking sushi. So you can tell that Polak Mark to shove it up his ass with that sushi comment.
What? Phil Andy.
Every time Mark calls, he talks in that heavy Polish accent and he wants sushi every fucking time.
But he is Polish. It's not. I mean, he's not a.
I know, and my grandma's Polish. I'm telling you, you missed the punchline. She's make me want pierogies. Now I want sushi. Sorry, it's a bum joke.
All right, John. Thanks. I appreciate it, man. Well, that's what happens when IT guys try to fucking do comedy. Any guy with a giant forehead and veins through. But do you hear what he said? He's right. Most women don't want to sit in a cubicle at 3 a.m. coding, do they? If they do, they look just like, who? Adam's apple over at MSNBC. What's her name? Rachel Maddow. I'm sure she's a fine person. I'd get along great with if I met her. I could choke her out. That would be sexist, though, wouldn't it? Because I'm bigger and stronger. Oh, you can't say that, Nick. You can't say that. There's some women bigger and stronger than you. Yes, there are. Here's one of them now.
What difference at this point does it make? It is.
Matt in Ohio, what's going on? Welcome to the show. How do you feel about this Google thing?
Hey, Nick. First, before I get into it, just wanted to say I plan on coming to see you in New Jersey here in August.
Oh, good.
So,
very
that'll be
good.
the first time I get to see you live. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah,
and,
well,
love the new time slot.
I'm glad you do.
But as far as this, I guess my inner smartass is just going to say they probably fear for their safety because, one of these transgenders who is underpaid probably will throw a skinny vanilla latte in your face if you show up to work as a straight white male. So I can't blame them for fearing for their safety.
I don't know who's the people that are fearing for the safety are the people that agree with the guy who got fired, right? Isn't that what we just read? Damore, yeah, they're afraid to. I think that's what they were referring to, and I don't get that remark at all. I don't know who you. Yeah, there's a bunch of some 6'4", 250-pound coding people. All right, thanks, Matt, for the call. Afraid for your safety? I don't know. Let's move on, shall we? We drain the Mr. Pachai. Looks like every NYU freshman. Boy, here's another thing that fries my apples. I'll tell you again. We go after the cultural shit. We're not gonna. I mean, we'll get to Trump and all that shit, and I love what he's doing. People are going, "Oh, you see how they're trying to spin that too? Oh, him saying the fire and fury comment. He's crazy. He's going to get us in a war." Can you imagine after all the fucking presidents that have preceded him who have said the same shit? I was reading the paper today. They were quoting what Bill Clinton said. We'll change that country. Talking about North Korea, they won't recognize their own country after we. I mean, yeah. But when Trump does it, whatever. I call Trump Agent Orange, but I like it. I like the rhetoric, and of course, Andrea Mitchell. She's got her fucking dirty 75-year-old panties in a bunch, and just sickening. How about this? Here's the headline, folks. Fat Studies course deems weightism a social justice issue. Oregon State University will offer a spring course on fat studies in order to teach students how weight-based oppression is a social justice issue.
That guy in a little coat. That guy in a little coat.
Oh, God. Do you believe this?
Unfortunately, yes.
According to a syllabus for the course, students will examine body weight, shape, and size as an area of human difference subject to privilege and discrimination that intersects with other systems of oppression based on gender, race, class, age, sexual orientation, and ability. Of course, the professor, and again, I hate to pick on broads, but they're the ones that propagate this shit. This is Professor Patty Lou Watkins. Patty Lou Watkins. And I got another story with another female professor. I Googled her. Her name is, I'll get to her in a few seconds, talking about the same Joan Chrysler at Connecticut College. I Googled her. She looks like Mitch McConnell in a dress. I swear to God, I'd bang Mitch McConnell before. It's usually what they have in common, most of these professors. They have an unhappy, they didn't fit in anywhere. So they went into education and turned their goal into just retribution. Retribution. But, so in other words, folks, you can't say stuff. It's equal to making fun, oppressing somebody based on their race, gender. If you say, hey, hey, Diane, you could lose a few pounds, Imagine saying that today. Oh my goodness gracious, Heloise. Listen to this. In a 2013 article, Lou Watkins argues that the growing war on obesity has actually caused more harm than good, saying many who attempt to lose weight suffer psychological consequences. So what's the alternative? Stay fat and fucking die. Do us all a favor. I think I'm coming to the conclusion some people are too sensitive to live on this planet. That's where we are. From reading this shit day after day, you can't handle life as it is on this planet. So eat away. Enjoy your cake. So enjoy your cake. But it's the professors that, this is a course now. You can get credits for. I mean, this is what causes misogyny. This type of sensitive. Don't say anything about a girl's body image. And listen to this. She says, "What do I say about feminism? That it's hijacked everything, right?" She says, I grew to embrace feminist pedagogy in terms of course content as well as classroom practices. My course now frames body image disturbances more as a function of oppressive societal structures than of individual pathology. In other words, it's a societal problem, like racism or whatever. It's not just individual people going, hey, you fat fuck. Hey, Diane, you got legs like a piano. How dare... I mean, come on, folks. We could all afford to lose a few pounds, could we not? Not all of us. I mean, some people. A lot of cancer patients don't have a problem with weight, but I'm just saying. But of course, she grew to embrace this feminist. And there's another article. Okay. Follow up with this. This is a Connecticut college professor, Joan Chrysler. And again, if she's not Mitch McConnell in a wig, I am. And I can see why she hates, anything that has to do with appearance shaming. A psychology professor gave a lecture at an academic conference Thursday claiming that medical fat shaming at the doctor's office is mentally and physically harmful. Disrespectful treatment and medical fat shaming in an attempt to motivate people to change their behavior is stressful and can cause, I can't even finish the sentence, I'm fucking hyperventilating, and can cause patients to delay health care seeking or avoid interacting with providers. So if somebody doesn't get insurance and shit, it's because the doctors say, you got to lose a few. Oh, my God.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life.
Asserting that, listen to this. Listen to this insanity, folks. We are mentally ill. I'm saying this again. As a culture, we are mentally ill in this country when it comes to race and gender. We're mentally ill. If somebody observed our society from another planet or whatever, even another country, they'd be like, what? What are you talking? So if a doctor says, you got to lose a few, Pam, you increase your risk of breast cancer and all. But listen to this. Listen to this. This is Brendan. You're going to go crazy. You're going to end up next to your brother in cell C7. She asserting that doctors repeatedly advise weight loss for fat patients while recommending CAT scans, blood work, or physical therapy for other average weight patients. She argued that recommending different treatments for patients with the same condition based on their weight is unethical and a form of malpractice. Implicit attitudes might be experienced by patients as microaggressions. For example, a provider's apparent reluctance to touch a fat patient. What doctor does that? Doc, I think I have a lump in my armpit. Ah, gross. I'm not going to touch that. Put your arm down, you fucking pig. These are the examples she gives. A provider's apparent reluctance to touch a fat patient or a head shake. Like any doctor's done that. If a lady comes in, ugh. Does the fake puke thing? I told you the gown closes in the back, you fat fuck. A wince or a tisk-tisk, noting the patient's weight in the chart. You can't tell me this woman, please come on the show, call in Professor Joan Chrysler, because you're mentally ill. You need help. You need help. You really do. I've never heard of anybody complaining about that. I'm sure, What's that show, My 500-Pound Life?
Yeah.
Love that show. At the end, they lift up the girl's gunt, and they find, the uncle that touched her when she was sick. He's hiding under there from the police. And listen to this. In addition to sizeism, she stated that patients with intersectional identities, that's people who also experience sexism, ageism, racism, transphobia. She's listing them all. Experience an even greater cumulative burden at the doctor's office, adding that the stress The stress that such unfairness causes can damage people's health. I'll say it again. You're too sensitive for this planet. You're better off. Keep eating. Have your 12 bucks of ho-hos. Get a fucking IV of heavy cream. Put it into your wrist. Just blow up. And, do us all a favor. I can't take the whining anymore. But so what's a doctor supposed to do? He can't suggest. Somebody help me. Help. 866-969-1969. I'd like some fat person to call in and defend this garbage. Please. If you can get your ass off the fucking couch and use your giant stubby hands and call to the show. 866-969-1969. Please put down the sliders and please tell me. I want to hear some examples of doctors that of heavyset people who thought their doctors were being insensitive. I mean, some doctors have a sense of humor. You're a little overweight, and you come in and he pulls out a bedpan and it's filled with Cheez-Its. Would you like? Back after this. All I can say is after doing this show and story after story, night after night, is the sensitivity is taken to a level that's it's not even, I couldn't even imagine. We're currently talking about a couple of courses that kids can take by a couple of broads. Lou Watkins, Patty Lou Watkins is one of the professors, and it's called Fat Studies. I guess a lot of colleges are offering these courses. But she's saying that weightism is a social justice issue. What isn't? What isn't? And we have another professor who looks just like Mitch McConnell, like I said. Why do you bring that up? Because it deserves to be brought up. That's Joan Chrysler, Connecticut College professor. And she's saying that the doctors telling you that you're overweight, or maybe, their body language, or they roll their eyes when you get on the scale, or, it's, let's go to Mark in Washington. He says he's a fat fuck and his doctor lets him know it every time he goes in. Mark, welcome. Mark in Wash, he can't get to the phone. Right now he's at the freezer trying to get these fudgicles behind the fish. Yeah, Mark, wait. Yeah, can you?
Hey, sorry, buddy. I hit the mute button accidentally. Hey, it's me again. I called in yesterday. I'm driving back to Vancouver listening to your excellent radio show here.
Yes.
So, I mean, like I said yesterday, I live in Canada, so we got the free healthcare and all that. And since for the last 10 years or so, my doctor has told me I'm a fat fuck. But the reason he does that is because being fat leads to all the fucking health problems I have. Everything else comes from being fat.
But let me ask you, Mark, a question. I'll play devil's advocate, but a woman would say, yeah, but you don't have the body image. You don't have to worry about body image because in our society, men can be fat and it's not a shameful thing. And I bet
that's horseshit. That's a self-confidence issue, right? What it is you can walk outside, being a fat guy and being proud and stand up for yourself, tell people to fuck off, or you can be a recluse and eat cheeseburgers in your house all day and get worse.
Yes. And
you know what I'm saying? So it's like I got bullied. I've had social anxiety.
Yeah.
Connected to being fat and all that.
Right.
And I'm not super overweight. I actually look relatively normal wearing a shirt.
Right.
But you get that shirt off and you can see it all flops out.
Yeah.
I'm lucky to have that frame.
Right.
But at the same token, I've been hearing I'm fat my whole life, not because I'm getting shamed, because my doctor and my parents want me to be healthy.
Well, exactly. But here's the other question. Do you think they should be taking time at college to have classes about this?
Well, I mean, if they want to learn about they're going to make colleges and classes for any, topical fucking thing that comes up because colleges are another fucking money-making machine.
Well,
and they know idiots will fork over money for it.
Well, they're saying this is a social justice thing. It's the equivalent of being discriminated because of your race, your sexual orientation. It's just another victim. Thank you for the call, by the way. It's just another. Again, there's a book called Nation of Victims. I read it 20-something years ago. I think it's more poignant now than then. Why do the callers keep dropping off tonight? Is there something with our fucking system? Or are they fat people calling? They're just lazy. They can't. What's 866-969-1969? Well, what's going on? We'll have 4 there, and we'll find out tomorrow. Bo in California had a fat doctor. He got rid of her. Bo, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
So your doctor was overweight, huh? And your candor.
Yeah, I mean, well, I was in the Marines, so I kind of got socialized medicine anyway. I got the VA now.
Yeah.
And I got this fat doctor, and I had to go in for a physical for work. And I weigh 220 pounds, and I'm muscular, dude.
Yeah.
And she's looking at me like I'm the fucking idiot. And she literally looks like she never did anything in her life. I'm not going to take health advice from someone like that. Yeah, I drink heavily, but I still live a much healthier lifestyle than that woman.
I know, you do see that sometimes. You do. You see like a yoga instructor with a belly. You're like, what the downward facing pig.
Oh, it gets better too because she also wore one of those masks the Chinese people wear, like the tourists. At first I thought maybe she might have been sick once, but then every time I saw her, the bedside manner was horrible.
That's interesting. And that's out in California.
Yeah. But like I said, I got the VA, and if people want socialized medicine, they should go with me to the VA sometime and see what kind of health care you get.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too.
Yeah.
These liberals that are pushing these stupid courses saying if we're all paying for fat people's health care that aren't helping their bodies, high blood pressure, cholesterol, all that stuff, that's going to spike taxes even more.
Yeah, I know, but then you get into, that's a slippery slope, so what are you going to start taxing sodas and donuts and shit?
Oh, no, I'm not for that. I hate taxes, period. I'm kind of anti all that nonsense.
Yeah.
I live in California, but I'm not a fucking crazy guy.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the call, Buck. Appreciate it. Thanks for your service, too. But this notion that a doctor telling you if he doesn't use the right tone, I guess. You want me to believe there's that many doctors with that kind of bedside manner where they go tss, or they roll their eyes? Andy, you're fat. Have you ever experienced such a...
No, but I was going to say, don't you want that? Shouldn't that strike fear into you? If your doctor takes a serious tone, you should get your act together.
Yeah.
If he's that concerned.
I'd rather have a doctor with a sarcastic tone. Hey, have another sandwich, Diane, for Christ's sake. You're up 11 pounds.
I want brutal honesty from my doctor.
But you guys, am I on to something here? There's some people are just too sensitive to exist on a day-to-day basis.
Would it not be malpractice if he didn't tell you
Yes.
did that?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. You can't win. I mean, you're caught between a rock and a sandwich. It's, I have very little tolerance for... how was that, Piggy? Fucking Andy drinking. I can...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, my God. Mike in New York says Snoop Dogg recently get caught fat shaming. Really? Seriously,
Hey,
Mike?
what's up, man?
What's up?
Well, so the Usher situation where he's banging chicks and giving them herpes and
Yeah,
stuff?
I heard that.
So some really fat chick went on the news with Lisa Bloom and said Usher did this and that. So Snoop Dogg fat shamed her, said, I'm not sure, did he give her herpes or Hershey's? He wasn't sure. So
God help.
It was pretty funny, but he can get away.
Yeah, Mike. Mike, your phone cut out. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. No, I'm saying if he can get away with that, but if you said something like that, you'd be on the radio. So it's just a weird thing going on.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was funny, but it's no backlash for him.
All right. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for the call. You're cutting in and out. But, yeah, there's a double standard there. And I get another call drop. What's going on here? Is it a technical? Help me out. You've been in radio a long time. Is it a technical thing? Why are the callers dropping off?
I don't think it's any sort of problem. I think people are just hanging up.
This is one caller who keeps calling. He's in the woods. He keeps telling me he's in the woods.
Well, I don't want to talk to somebody in the fucking woods. I want you right next to the Verizon building. I love these people that call. Where are you? I'm in a coal mine in Kentucky. Can you hear me? No, I can't. I'm just tired of female professors. It's not just female, let's be honest. You got the liberal, but I'm just saying with this type of shit, this body shaming shit. Somebody had a great bit, a comedian I work with I work with him in Nebraska. I don't know if he's from there. He's a Midwest. What the fuck was his name? Like Rusty something. But he had a bit about, how girls, they're making Barbie dolls fatter now because of girls' image. They have image problems. And I mean, some of that is legit. But he had a great bit about, he goes, you don't see me whining about when I watch porn. I can't, fucking match up to these guys, You're going to make a... It was really well thought out. I'm not doing it any justice because it was 25 years ago when I played with this kid. What the hell was his name? He was a killer to follow. God damn it. Somebody will know. I don't know. We had enough of it. It's just, I think tomorrow I'm going to go hardcore politics with like Trump in North Korea. It's just so, let's go to John in Illinois. John.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
Yeah, I just started listening to you, and I think the show is great, man. But you said something just a minute ago about them taxing soda and donuts.
Yeah, it happens in some places.
Yeah, Cook County. Cook County in Chicago, Illinois. They tax everything. It's like $12 for a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
They got outrageous taxes on pop.
Yeah.
Any kind of sugar candy. All that stuff is taxed to the max.
And which is ironic because you guys are falling apart financially, right? You're like in dire straits.
They're trying to get taxes in every single possible way that they can, and there's no budget. The state of Illinois has no budget, and we're just fucking floundering. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out, to tell you the truth. I got a small business. I own a couple of semis, and the taxes are just so ridiculous. They're pushing all the small businesses, even big businesses like Caterpillar and stuff. They're all leaving because they're just sick of the taxes.
Well, yeah. Again, all the major cities run by, you got Rahm Emanuel, obviously, in Chicago, and Detroit was run into the ground by fucking liberals, and most of the...
Detroit is a nightmare.
Well, yeah.
You go up there, it's like a battlefield. Everything's just burned out buildings and
Baltimore,
whole city blocks.
Baltimore, all the liberal, all the cities run by libs are just, just crashing financially. So what's new? All right, John, take care, man.
Hey, have a great day, man.
Thanks.
You've got a great show.
Thank you. Jessica in Oregon. What's up?
Hey.
How are you?
Hi, I'm a girl.
I know, from Oregon, so that you probably have a beard, no?
No, actually, I'm originally from Southern Illinois, which means I'm a hick. But
okay,
I'm actually a Southern Democrat, which doesn't mean anything, I guess, anymore because the term liberal has just been destroyed by people. And the one thing I wanted to bring up, because I agree with you, there is a ridiculous amount of there's no equality. I believe in equality, but it's not equal anymore. People, and one of the prime examples of that is Lena Dunham. And the reason I say that is, I don't know if you read or heard about what she did to her kid sister.
Yeah.
And that she wrote about in her autobiography, which basically molesting her kid sister and talking about it rather proudly and how her mother watched her do it and allowed her to do it. That specific thing, if a man had done that,
yeah,
you would not. That guy would be out. His dick would have been ripped off. He would have had.
Can you say that again, real slow?
Oh, what? His dick would have been ripped off?
Yes.
And I think if you want equality, then it better be damn well equal. That's not okay. And that she got a hit show on HBO. People think she's great. She's in the new season of American Horror Story.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think that's bullshit.
It's a double standard. It's triple standards. And again, and my friend Greg Fitzsimmons said, somebody played a clip of him saying, Dipaolo, saying like, white guys have it tough. I never said that. I just point out these double and triple standards, whether it's Lena Dunham or whoever, or LGBT. We just saw something. We just looked at the TV and it said some website is going to have something. What was it called?
Tongues Untied.
Tongues Untied. It's a place for people of color and LGBTQPTSM people to go. In other words,
white people, no white straight people.
No white straight people can be allowed. So, and as far as the term liberal, Jessica, you said, people ruined it. Yeah, fucking liberals ruined it. They went too far.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I actually, just because I wasn't a fan of the female reboot of Ghostbusters, I was told that I hate women. And I'm like, I'm a fat white girl. We were treated just as badly as everybody else in high school. And probably worse than some.
Jessica, and that's the one thing where I do. And I'll give Janine Garofalo credit for this. She did a joke years ago. It was on the Young Comedian Special with me. It was in black and white, 1856. And she said something. She goes, I'm a little overweight. I'm a little chubby, which means I don't deserve true love. And that actually penetrated me. I like, that is true. I mean, us guys, there's always a guy out there who'll fuck a fat chick. That's the thing. But I'm just saying, it really isn't fair. How much? Again, and it doesn't sound like me, I know, but we really, as far as women go, I mean, to put all that on, aesthetics and body, it really is in our society a little unfair. I wouldn't want to be judged by, fucking well hung I am. I'll be working at Wendy's.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like it's like I kind of feel bad about. There's all this suicide talk, and there's a lot of trans kids and a lot of
and that's
kids that are doing committing suicide.
Right.
But and they were like, the bullying, it gets better, and all the focus is on that. But you forget about kids. Like I grew up with horrible people that did horrible things to me in high school and everything. And if I know it's just gotten worse in this day and age. And
has it gotten worse, or is it just reported on more?
I think it might be reported on more. I think that's true. You've got more ability to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the thing. There's this double. It's like, why don't you talk about this too? It's equal. You want equality, and I do too. But it has to be equal.
Jessica, let me ask you a question. Back to what we were talking about. Now, you're still overweight. You said, right?
I'm chunky. I lost a bunch of weight, but then I gained a little bit of it back. I got sick.
Well, so. when you were really heavy, did you ever get any disrespect from your doctor? Did you walk in and they went, "Whoa, Jesus H. Christ"?
No, I didn't get anything from anybody like that,
No.
But definitely had people look at me like I married a guy that's pretty damn good looking, and I had people go, "That's your husband?" Really? I'm like, "Yeah. Fuck you."
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Good for you.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right, Jessica.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up, man. Thanks for letting me
Absolutely.
vent a little bit.
No, call in again. Appreciate
Cool,
it.
man. Thank you.
Thank you. Now get on a treadmill.
Yeah, she was a big girl, sir.
Bad guy in a little coat. Bad guy in a little coat.
You smug cocksucker. Fuck you.
Relax, Dr. Melby. But it is unfair. But I do say this. Like, there's always going to be a guy willing to bang a heavy set, right? Always. I don't care if a girl's 700 pounds. There'll be a guy out there. But I don't think you can say the opposite. I don't think this...
No.
Can you? Right? You think like an 800-pound guy, there's always be a...
There are girls who are into the big guys, though, man.
Are there really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but few and far between.
fewer and farther between than the opposite.
I know.
Are you saying like a normal sized girl, or a fucking she has to be obese too? Are they like?
I'm saying there's totally skinny. I've met several skinny girls
that want to bang a fucking obese guy.
Yeah, I mean, not obese, but like,
well, that's what I'm
totally
talking.
be down with like a 350-pound guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, if he's 6'8". Not if he's 4'11". It isn't, but I do. You know, that really is. I remember me and my buddies in high school, or it was either me or my buddy Dougie was going on a date with some chick, and we were talking about her. And, you know, and what are you gonna, you know, we were talking like guys talk, like three guys. And my father overheard us. He goes, "Hey, that's somebody's fucking sister." And I went, "Okay, so what are we gonna give her a noogie after I fucking?" Of course, they had a smart mouth on me. Am I gonna pull her hair? What's the point? No, but it did. I was like, oh, it is somebody. You know, I thought some people talking about my sister like that.
That's why we don't talk around it with her brother.
That's why what?
That's why we don't say that shit with her brother in the room.
There you go. There's the answer to that. I don't know what that means. I'm so tired of doing radio. I don't know how to make a radio show. But let's go to David in California. He says, Dr.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
Yeah, the thing about doctors, I mean, they're scientists. They got to tell you the truth.
Right.
If you're overweight. But there's a thing called bedside manner. I
yes.
mean, and a lot of doctors don't have great personalities, you know, and maybe this course is just to try to teach them how to, you know, give it to the patient in a kind of a proper manner.
Well, the course is not for the doctors. It's for, it's just another, hey, you're a victim. And I agree with you. There are doctors. I've had some doctors that are a little gruff. You're like, what are you, a mechanic? Fucking moonlighting as a doctor. But, to dedicate a whole college course on it, going, look, fat people are getting their feelings hurt by the doc. And they're almost saying, like Brendan brought up the question, they're saying that if you don't tell them,
yeah,
you could get sued. And not now if you're, once again, it's everybody's fault but the fat person or the minority or the gay person. It's society's fault. That's the point. We don't need another fucking course with that message.
Well, yeah, I agree with what Brendan said. Is I'd rather have a doctor, be a little rude than try to cover up that I got a problem or something.
Exactly. You got a stick of butter in your aorta. He goes, I'm not going to point that out. It might hurt this fat guy's feeling. All right, David. Thank you for the call.
Okay.
Appreciate it. He's right. I mean, I've had some doctors at the. You call that a dick? Yeah, I do. I got a physical coming up with a Asian broad, too. Yeah. Your thoughts, producers?
I haven't had one in a while.
You haven't had one in a while?
No.
That's good. All of a sudden, I'm going to come in here one day. Where's Andy? We found him face down in the green room at the Chuckle Hut in fucking Wildwood, New Jersey. Yeah, he had like...
Good room.
Good room. He had like 3 mozzarella sticks in his mouth. Anyways, I guess we got a break, huh?
Sure.
But that's two different colleges and a whole bunch of colleges. We don't need another course telling us that life is tough and you can get your feelings hurt. It really is. We are the softest, Does this shit go on in Russia? What goes on at their colleges? They probably have colleges on how to make fun of fat people and fat women and shit. Putin with no shirt. When we come back, you know what? We'll stay on in college. I got one more story. It has nothing to do with fat shaming, but it's college. There's a professor at the University of Georgia who he lets students decide what their grade should be. I'll say that again. He lets students choose their own grades because that causes less stress in their lives. So what you guys are witnessing and what I'm talking about every night on this show is the systematic destruction of our way of life and what made us great here. And if you don't see that, you have your head up Jukulu. Back after this. By the way, come see me and my producer, Andy Fiore, will be middling for me, as they say in the business, at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey, August 25th and 26th. We'll have Vinny Brand, the owner, in. He's an interesting dude. Leans right in his politics. Has like 7 kids. 7 or 8. This guy, I don't know when he sleeps. Unbelievable. Runs that business, has other stuff. Is just, I don't know where they get the energy, man. Remember during the campaign, Trump kept calling Jeb Bush low energy? I'd be laying on the couch going, that's me. I'm fucking Jeb Bush. It's unbelievable. September 16th, come see me at the Newtown Theater in Newtown, Pennsylvania. Check out all my dates and ticket information at nickdip.com. And don't forget to listen to the replay of this show at 3 a.m. in the East. Like, again, if you have sleep disorder or a coke problem or whatever. And you can listen to the show anytime, of course, on the Sirius XM app, which is all the rage these days. You know, every car, right? Every new car now has. So I figure if I'm not a billionaire in about 2 years, I'm going to do what I did before I did this. I owned a Orange Julius at the Paramus Mall. Do they still have Orange Julius? No, I thought maybe down south or something. No,
maybe. But
how about a Sonic? I keep seeing commercials for Sonic, and I've never seen a Sonic.
No, they're not up here either.
Yeah, why are they advertising in the East?
I don't know.
In the Northeast. Those two guys sitting in the car. Is that Sonic?
I think so, yeah.
Two emasculated white guys having a Sunday, talking about their fucking what?
I know one of those dudes.
I do too. Good actors.
Yeah.
One of them, it was on Cop Show with
One's
Colin.
a writer for Colbert.
And they, there you go. That's it. Anyways, they got to be filthy rich. They've been running those things for. Am I confusing? Is that Sonic, the two guys?
No, that's Sonic.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. And they're like, yeah, this burger's delicious. Just everything. Anyhow. Hey, here you go. I wish I went to college now. Although I would driven off campus by pointing out a girl's has a nice set of tits, or somebody was a little chubby, or I bumped into a black fella by accident, or an Indian with a headdress. I pointed out that they, tied their pony up in front of the library, and I would get in all kinds of trouble. But
what school is that? North Dakota?
No. You know what? Oh, Florida State. Jesus.
Seminole.
I think the trazodone is. Remember somebody said it gives you dementia? Really starting to wonder. Again today, I made myself a cup of coffee and I spent the rest of the morning looking for it. How about this? University of Georgia professor has adopted a stress reduction policy that will allow students to select their own grades if they feel unduly stressed by the ones they earned.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life. Mr. Blutowski. 0.0.
Are you shitting me? So why even have college? What are we doing? What the? I had a fight with my agent today. Yeah, my manager. I was thinking about moving back out to L.A. and he doesn't want me to come out.
Nicky, when you asked me if you could come out here, what did I tell you? I mean, you asked me, and I knew you were going to come out no matter what I said, but what did I tell you? Do you remember what I told you?
Back
Do you
up,
remember
back
what
up
I told you?
1 minute. I asked you, when the fuck did I ever ask you if I could come out here? Get this through your head, Get this through your head, you Jew motherfucker, you. You only exist out here because of me.
Oh, he's still my manager, though. Love him to death. How about that, folks? A school where you can pick your own grade if you don't like the one the teacher gave you. Again, systematic destruction of Western civilization. Who's this doctor? Dr. Richard Watson. Let's call him Dick. That's not even mean enough. Oh, my God. Listen to what he says. He has introduced the policy because emotional reactions to stressful situations can have profound consequences for all involved. It's called being an adult. And as such, if students feel unduly stressed by a grade for any accessible material or their overall course, they can email the instructor indicating what grade they think is appropriate. And it will be so changed with no explanation being required. Similarly, when it comes to tests and exams for Watson's data management and energy informatics courses, all the tests will be open book and open notes and designed to assess low-level mastery of the course material. Is that what we're shooting for? Imagine if are they doing this with like airplane engineers and yeah, you got a D close enough. You mastered it at a lower level. Now go fix the wing. We're literally going. Yeah, we're going to shoot for the low. That's why it's intentional to me. And listen to this. He's not done yet. Finally, for in-class presentations, Watson will allow only positive comments to be made, while comments designed to improve, in other words, critical comments designed to improve future presentations will be communicated by email. What the fuck? What? Watson notably does concede that while this policy might hinder the development of group skills and mastery of the class material, these outcomes are ultimately at the student's responsibility. But this guy is like an esteemed professor. Watson, a Regents professor, that's in quotes, at the university, a title bestowed by the Board of Regents on truly distinguished faculty. You can pick your own grade. I don't know. I'm getting a D in calculus. I'm going to go with an A. I'm not even going to pretend. I'm not even going to pretend to go, give me a C plus or a B. No, fucking A's across the board.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Because I'm going into a world that's so fucked up. Apparently, it doesn't matter there either. Can we just get a hold of one of these professors, have him come in as a guest, right? You bring him in, we'll have Roland walk him in, and I'll pretend I'm going to interview him, and then I'll dry gulch him. I'll throw a forearm shiver like Jack Ham would be proud of, right on the tip of his liberal faggy fucking nose, and just go,
Jesus H.
Jesus H. Christ. Leonard in Georgia, welcome to the show, Leonard.
What the fuck is happening with our country? I live about 7 miles from there, from the University of Georgia.
You ought to go down there, Leonard.
I go down there all the time. My wife catches me, but that's a whole nother story.
Okay.
Listen, both of my children's, all three of my children's, I encouraged them to get technical skills. They all went through technical schools. None of them went to the University of Georgia. And they are doing absolutely phenomenal. One of them started his own businesses and just doing really, really great. They actually had to learn something, though. They couldn't pretend to know something. And when you said that, I've heard all the crazy things at colleges.
Yeah.
But when you said that, I was just blown away and just wanting more information. But our country, as you well know, I suppose, if we're going to have children, kids, and future leaders like that, they might get their feelings hurt when they get out in the real world. Then what?
Well, this is, what's scary, Leonard, is this is the real world now. It's not just it's not just contained on college campuses. I mean, this has been going on for a long time. I mean, it's reaching a level now that is a little crazy. But this type of political correctness has been on college campuses forever. So now you do have people, and I talk about the comedy world. I've heard comedians getting in trouble at some clubs for saying off-color stuff on stage because the person who runs the club, the young woman or man, was raised on this nonsense. So now it is affecting people in the real world. I suggest you go down to the university there, which is 7 miles from your house, find out where Dr. Richard Watson lives, and kick him in the balls or the pussy.
And then I'll get one of my children to film it because I ain't figured that thing out yet, and I'll send it in to you.
Thank you, Leonard. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care. I love Southern fellas. Love them. Boat like them. Brendan, I don't know what he's saying. He's called like this. He's talking. Go ahead. You got a mic.
Just ain't figured that out yet. Oh, reminds me of home.
Children's.
Children.
My 3 children's.
I love them. Love them. If he just spoke somewhere in New York, they'd call him racist just because of his Southern accent. Probably be right, but that's not the point. No, I'm kidding. I was only kidding. I was kidding, Alvy. I'm doing Scarface. I was kidding. Alvy. Fly, pelican, fly. Mike in Boston, he has a question. The question is, can you major in just being a pussy? I have a PhD in that, Mike. The answer is yes. Mike.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're fucked as a country.
I don't think so. I think we're the best country on the planet.
Yeah, well, now with all these little pussies running around needing to say places and classes on how to deal with shit. You know how you deal with shit? You fucking work, or you stop crying, or you go and fucking have a beer. This is hard. I'm going to shove my kids straight back up my wife's scooter so they can wait a couple more years, and hopefully it fucking changes.
Kid's 21 years old, 6'3", 240.
I'm 35.
Not you, stupid. The fucking kid you're going to shove up your wife's coater.
Hey, he's 4. He's a big boy. It might not work out well for my long-term goals.
Yeah, no, exactly. All right, Mike. I fucking take care, Mike. Love you. Love fucking
Have a good
Boston.
one, Dick.
All right. That's a solution. Yeah, you go to work, you fucking have a few beers, and shove your kids back up your wife's vagina. I mean, there you go. I don't hear Charlie Rose say that much. Ed in Pennsylvania. Eddie boy.
Hey, Nick. Love the show.
You should. It's terrific. How are you?
Oh, it is. I'm great. I called you last week. I was going to beat the shit out of the Korean doctor that called me morbidly obese.
Are you still fat, Ed?
Listen, fuck yeah. I weigh 250. I'm 5'9", but I can bench press 310 and I can squat 600. So I'm doing okay.
Wow.
But you're covering all the topics tonight. Whiny fucking fat people. Just get a fucking job and do a job already. Quit whining about it. And these friggin' millennials, my girlfriend's kid was over. He's 18. He had his girlfriend. She's whining. Oh, they pick on me at work. They say this, they say that. So while I was drinking my bourbon, I looked at her. I went, just do your fucking job. Quit the whining.
Well, you were drinking your bourbon? Is that what you said?
Yep. All they do is fucking whine. This ain't right, that ain't right, this ain't right. Shut the fuck up and just do your job.
I do a lot of whining myself, though. I'm kind of but not that kind of whining. I'm always complaining. I remember the guy at the Governors that ran Governors goes, Jesus Christ, do you ever fucking stop with the... I go, dude, you laugh at me on stage, and that's all I'm doing. I'm putting it in joke form. I have a problem with a lot of shit with the world, but it's not about, it's not about, people picking on me for my body image, and I just happen to be born with a tremendous physique and white, straight male, and I'm the problem. Eddie, thanks for calling. Enjoy that bourbon and
love it.
Take care. Get yourself a nice prosciutto sandwich and clog those arteries. I love he threw in he's drinking bourbon. I tell my kids, quit being cocksuckers. Just get a job, for Christ's sake. Dave wants to give us an update on the Sonic situation. Dave.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Dave. What's the deal with Sonic? I never saw one in person. Do they really exist?
Hey, yeah, they exist, but on the Orange Julius?
Yeah.
Dairy Queen serves them now. I think they got the rights to them for the last couple of years.
Oh, is
and
that...
I finally tried one Monday, and they are hideous. Nothing like Orange Julius. It was like leaving orange juice out for 3 days with melted ice in it. It was bad. But I tried it because I loved them back in the 60s and 70s.
They had them at malls.
Yeah.
Remember? Orange Julius at malls. Now we don't even have malls. Like 1,000 malls closed this year? Yeah. You got people delivering shit. All right, Dave. Thank you for that update, and I won't ask for an Orange Julius. I just don't... Yeah, tomorrow I think we'll hit it with politics. The culture shit. It's just... I don't know. I have to go to a college campus and see if this is real. Something I can't even... Do you remember that fat chick, the social justice warrior, going, keep your hate speech off our campus. Keep your hate speech. You remember that video? Oh, pull that up.
I tried to block it.
Social justice fat chick. You know what I'm talking about? I got the audio. This is her screaming, keep your hate speech off our campus. Keep your... Listen.
Oof.
Go ahead. Play it. This is what we've created. Oh, Dude.
Oh, God.
They would blame Bush.
Something like this, you got to go at him last.
He's worse than me with a computer.
The gift. Yeah, see, I knew this was going to be like a...
No, don't worry about it.
But
you can't just play the audio of her? 6 seconds, dude. Click on the one that says 6 seconds. No. Go back to the fat broad right there. That should do it. With a hot broad in front of her just rolling her eyes. That's what we've created. I've been saying it forever. I've been saying the mentality we call it political correctness. It's the mentality of a fat girl and protecting her feelings. That's what this country's zeitgeist is. Protecting a heavy-set woman's feelings. I don't want to be offensive, but I'm saying that is the mindset of our country. I'm going to write a book. Just call it Calves and Ankles. And Guns. Calves and Send lawyers, guns, and money. Oh, goodness gracious. Eloise. Dave in Connecticut is a college professor. Finally, somebody with some brains calling in. Dave.
Hey, Nick, how you doing,
Oh,
buddy?
good. Help me, Dave, will you?
Oh, fuck, I'm trying to help myself here, man. Listen, I teach high school full-time, and I'm adjunct at the colleges.
Yep.
It's gotten such to the point where these kids are trained in high school. They actually give them anti-bullying seminars so they don't bully each other.
Oh, God.
And then they use those tactics to bully the teachers.
Yes.
And it stems over onto the college campuses. We all fucking walk around on eggshells. I've been called into administrative offices like 6 times for talking about content. Or this subject came up in regard to this legal case, and it involved rape. Well, I didn't know one of the girls' backgrounds, that she had some molestation, and, well, I'm supposed to know this girl's fucking history.
Right.
You know, like, it's
Right.
shit like that. And it's to the point where education, we're not doing these kids any fucking favors by coddling them and giving them puppies and safe spaces.
No, it's
they really need to get a fucking slap in the mouth.
It's what we're doing. Like I've been saying throughout this show tonight, it's a systematic taking apart of our way of life. What made us great? It's deliberate. They hate what this country stands for, and and the jerk offs who are doing it are far leftists. Fucking, they love Stalin. They're Marxist cocksuckers, and they're taking us down by teaching this shit. Your thoughts?
Right, absolutely. And like all these little Antifa fuckers that are anti-fascist, nobody's pointing out the fact that they're using fascist techniques by inhibiting hate. They're using violence. They're inhibiting free speech.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a whole legal trial about academic freedom and discussion and discourse in the classroom,
right,
called the Scopes Monkey Trial,
right,
about evolution, and that's gone to the wayside, even though it's still on the books, because God forbid you say something that offends one of these little fuckers.
Right.
I mean, I got called into administrative office because I was teaching a finance class, and we were talking about student loan debt. Okay.
Yep.
And that was triggering her anxiety. I'm like, it's the fucking course content. What do you want me to do?
Jesus Christ. That's what I'm saying. They're literally too sensitive to exist on a day-to-day in this world, period. And that's what, and somebody said, well, you know, we're going to send them out into the real world, but it's spilling into the real world now. Like you're a college professor and you're feeling the ramifications of this shit. And, yeah, it's just, I don't know where we're headed. And it's worse in England. You ever read the shit going on in the UK? I mean,
oh yeah, they're going back to the Great London Unwashed. You know, it's like, God forbid you tell them 2 + 2 = 4 when they're telling you it's 3. No, look, this is how to make salad dressing.
I know that's not an exaggeration. Dave, thank you for the call, man.
No problem, Nick. Great show,
Appreciate it. That's straight from a college professor from Connecticut. See, that's what I'm saying. It spills into real world. It's not just, relegated to college campus. I get Noam, who runs the Comedy Cellar. You know, every time I play the Fat Black Pussycat, he tells me he gets 8 to 10 emails. Just people furious. And I wear it like a badge of honor. Put it in my press kits. He said, I'm always shitting on the NYU professors and stuff. Making jokes about the kids jumping off the library and stuff. Apparently that offends some people. Not too many, though. Anyways, can we get a guest in here tomorrow?
Sure.
Just take some pressure off me for one day. I'm talking like an auctioneer every night, for Christ's sake. Go home, my throat's raw. Anyways, thank you guys so much, everybody that called in. Come see me and Andy August 25th, 26th at the Stress Factory in Brunswick, New Jersey. Come see me September 16th, Newtown Theater, Newtown, Pennsylvania. Thanks to all the calls tonight. Thank you to Brendan on the phones, Andy Flowers. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves.